Male armed with a pistol is pointing it at houses.
An officer is on administrative assignment tonight, and a woman is in the hospital after what MetroSafe tells us began as a mental health run. Thank you for joining us on the night team. I'm Tom Lally. LMPD says the officer who shot the woman followed all protocols. The night team's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Jeffrey Zide spoke with the chief and witnesses tonight.
A heavy police presence in Valley Station.
But when we pulled up and then we saw the tape and then that many police cars and then the undercover cars too, we're like, you know, this isn't Iraq.
A woman shot and rushed to the hospital.
Scary for my grandchildren, yes.
Vicky Key was across the street babysitting for her daughter when she says a woman was screaming loudly from inside a car.
Blaring the car music, and then she got out of the car waving the gun, and with the butt of the bottom part of the gun was banging on her hood of the car. And then the neighbor called the police.
According to MetroSafe, the call came into officers as a mental health run. LMPD says when officers arrived here on the scene, they saw a woman standing in the middle of that street holding and waving a gun.
As they gave continuous verbal command for her to drop the weapon, she refused. She began to advance towards the officers continuously as they continued to ask her to drop the weapon. They fired upon her. She was rendered aid immediately.
Witnesses corroborate LMPD's account.
They tried to ask her to put the gun down, and she wouldn't.
They tell us they heard multiple gunshots.
Again, this is preliminary at this time, but it appears that the officers followed all protocols and procedures for this department.
The name, rank, and file of the officer now on administrative assignment has yet to be released.
Thank you so much.
Was this a mental health call, though? That's it. Chief, are you able to share?
LMPD declined to take any questions while giving an update. Interim Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villaroel said Kentucky State Police will be taking the lead on this investigation. In Valley Station, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11, on your side.
Mayor Craig Greenberg said he spoke with LMPD's interim chief about this tonight. He said in part on Twitter, "I'm grateful no LMPD officers were harmed in this encounter and thankful no members of the public were injured. I am also thankful that footage of this incident was captured on a body-worn camera." He goes on to say they will update the public as more information becomes available.
Wellness Fest came to Panorama Park this morning and hosted one of their most highly anticipated events. Check it out.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The pumpkin carving throwdown between El Paso County Coroner Dr. Leon Kelly and celebrity chef Brother Luck. The National Alliance of Mental Illness accepted bets on who the community thought had the better knife skills. All bets were donated to NAMI to support mental health programs for local people and their families. There was also a fundraising walk with nearly 300 people registered, all to benefit those struggling with mental illness.
It's a chance for us to celebrate and honor that we can lead healthy and full lives while living with mental health conditions.
We're told celebrity chef Brother Luck beat out Dr. Kelly in this throwdown.
Taylor, we have been along I-25 all day, and from where we are, where cars are getting detoured off of I-25, the standstill traffic coming into Pueblo goes as far as you can see. This corridor of I-25 has been closed since Sunday following the train derailment, and according to CDOT, they are waiting for the investigation from the National Transportation Safety Board to conclude in order for cleanup to start. And when I say people have been stuck in standstill traffic, some of our footage literally looks like these cars are parked on the highway. The traffic was slow enough for us to catch some motorists traveling through here, some of them saying just in this 3-mile stretch leading up to this detour, it has taken them hours to get through.
I expected there to be a traffic jam, but nothing like this. I was thinking maybe a half an hour or so extra time, so I left about a half an hour early, but it looked like it should have been longer.
Yeah, so Taylor, as you said, once CDOT does start cleanup, which it hasn't yet, it is supposed to take approximately 2 days, and detours can be found on our website, fox21news.com, but I strongly suggest avoid coming here at all costs if you can. Reporting live in Pueblo along I-25, Ria Jha, Fox 21 News. Taylor, back to you.
Once built, the Sunset Amphitheater will hold 8,000 people and plans to have around 50 concerts each year. As construction reaches 25% completion, a new lawsuit is pumping the brakes.
We've gone through the planning and development process over the last 2 years, and we've just been approved all the way along. And so, when we found out about this, it was just, to us, it was a very big surprise.
Named as defendants are Colorado Springs entertainment company Notes Live and Notes Live Real Estate and Development, who are building the amphitheater at the north side Polaris Point residential and commercial development southeast of I-25 and Northgate Boulevard. The lawsuit comes as an attempt to stop construction.
Part of the goal of this lawsuit is to educate the city about the noise pollution law and about the provisions of the city's ordinance that we contend are in conflict with that.
Since the amphitheater's proposal, there have been mixed reactions. The lawsuit argues the 8,000-person venue will make it harder to find parking, in addition to creating a noisy environment.
Notes Live itself has admitted in public documents that it will not be possible to comply with the noise pollution law. Will not be possible are their words, by the way, not mine. With respect to at least some of the residences that are in the area, especially the apartments that are right next door, the Polaris Junction apartments.
The man behind the project says before the project was approved in January, Notes Live conducted an independent noise study and City Council gave the project the green light.
The studies have sort of led the process for us as it relates to traffic, noise, and parking. At the end of the day, I have spent an additional $3 million in building new parking, and while I'm not 100% sure of all of the mitigation steps that will ultimately take place, I can tell you that our plan is to be within compliance not only on the state's ordinance but on the city's ordinance.
Ross says the project will create 500 jobs with an estimated $170 million a year in economic impact.
To stop a project like this would be devastating.
Custer County has a population of a little over 5,000 people. Now, on Monday night, they were told of a shelter-in-place order, which came as a shock to many. A small mountain town atmosphere attracts many to the area.
That's the fact. That's why I moved up here, because it was so peaceful and people were so friendly.
But on Monday, a wave of shock hit Custer County.
It was rapid fire. It sounded like an automatic.
For Harley Gordon, he lives up the road and was getting his mail when gunshots rang out.
It was unusual because usually you hear shots out here because people just have target practice, but this was unusual.
Near downtown Westcliff, a group of seniors immediately had to go on lockdown.
And it was 3 people were dead and 1 was injured, and it was kind of scary for the seniors.
Darlene Reed describes the shock of what she saw in her normally quiet neighborhood.
There was a lot of emergency vehicles all over the place. Outside of town, inside of town, north of town, everywhere. Fire trucks, ambulances.
While the suspect is in custody, people are left wondering what led up to such tragedy hitting this close-knit community. For the latest updates, including more information about the victims, you can head over to fox21news.com. Reporting in Custer County, Maggie Wolanski, Fox 21 News.
The YMCA of the Pikes Peak region held their 14th annual Jingle Jog, 5K, and Reindeer Romp at Fountain Fort Carson High School. It was a chilly, snowy morning, but that didn't stop hundreds of runners from hitting the pavement to support the YMCA. Participants and attendees got to enjoy food trucks, face painting, games, and even got the chance to see Santa.
This race is such an important fundraiser for the Y. To see so many people come out in spite of the conditions is just inspiring, and we had so much joyful people here with us today, so many smiles, so many happy kiddos. It's a great day, and it's always awesome to be here in the Fountain Valley community.
Fox 21's weekend morning anchor Austin Sack was there emceeing. Proceeds went to help fund the YMCA, including its middle school initiative program, which provides a safe, structured, and supervised place for tweens to go before and after school.
Cake after cake, the cheesier the better, for a packed crowd at Big Nita's. The line, not just out the door, but down Main Street.
A lot of people know that it's the best cheesecake in the world.
The cakes and the baker behind them started 3 years ago with a tight budget and a humble dream to bring joy.
And you guys got the Reese's.
I met with Nicole Burks and her fiance Roberto around this time last year when they were still working out of a shared kitchen 7 days a week just to keep up with orders. She told me the message she bakes into every cake.
It's important for people to feel like they're not alone, because 2 years ago, we were those people struggling, and we was, you know, we struggled in silence because it's embarrassing for people to be like, I don't have the money to buy my kid a cake, you know? So we want people to feel comfortable to be able to reach out to us and for them to know, like, it's okay to struggle and it's okay to need help.
In 2020, with her last $100, Nicole Burks made a cake. The joy inspired her to make more and share them online.
Hey, Cheesecake family, how are you guys?
To her own Facebook group that now has more than 25,000 members. The line here, just a fraction of her following.
We couldn't do it without our followers and our Cheesecake family, as we like to say.
And even with a new brick and mortar, Big Nita's will continue its custom orders and pop-up shops in Charlestown, Indiana. But for now, they're sinking their teeth into their latest success.
Well, it's become a holiday tradition in Zonton. And now a holiday tradition continuing in its 25th year. Tonight, the fire department unveiling their Santa truck. And this year, the lights are bigger and brighter than ever. Weeks worth of work paying off with this amazing light display on their fire truck. 80,000 lights needed to decorate the truck that will transport Santa around the Zonton community on an 11-day tour. The truck is the brainchild of the former chief who passed away 2 years ago.
We continue to do this today because it brings the joy to everybody's face. It puts a smile on their face. From 2 to 92, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets excited when we come by.
Neighborhood visits begin tomorrow night at 6. The schedule of stops can be found on the Zonton Fire Department Facebook page.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Well, downtown Colorado Springs offering a bit of extra holiday cheer the last full weekend before Christmas. Holiday characters strolled the streets from 11 a.m. until 1, interacting with shoppers and posing for photos. The holiday characters included Santa, Buddy the Elf, the Grinch, and Elsa and Anna from Frozen. These holiday characters encourage people to shop local while adding in a little extra Christmas magic.
More than 550 families received a Christmas tree this weekend thanks to an annual event put on by the Christmas Tree Project. And hey, you still have time to grab yours. What started as one Christmas tree being given away 14 years ago blossomed into something more. Once head elf David Fine learned how much of a need there was in his community. They've given away more than 6,000 trees since they started. And even among people in the Pikes Peak region, there is a heart for giving, as they had around 50 volunteers pitch in this year. But Fine says it's more than just a Christmas tree. It's a way of showing someone that they are valued this holiday season.
The city of Colorado Springs has a huge heart and is willing to help and give back. And I think the message here is that people can help people no matter what their differences may be, and it's really all about loving people. And if you can, pitching in and making their day a little brighter. This just happens to be a Christmas tree. But I think the metaphor is, let's help people, let's make a difference, and let's not get stuck on things that, are so easy to get stuck on.
Fine says the metaphor, the Christmas tree, also being used as a shining light of hope for people who are unable to afford a tree this holiday season.
And tonight we are getting a look at the arrest papers for the suspect charged in Officer Sandoval's death, which indicate that he admitted he had been using drugs at the time of the hit-and-run crash.
Arrest documents show Justin Kula told police that he had been using drugs throughout the morning of the incident. Kula claimed that he thought that he was being robbed by Officer Sandoval, saying he did not realize that she was law enforcement.
The arrest papers show the officers were wearing ballistic vests and had their guns drawn when they confronted Kula, though the affidavit states that no officer is heard identifying themselves as law enforcement on the body-worn camera footage. Arrest papers also say Kula told investigators that he did not believe anyone had died when he drove away and that he never meant to hurt anyone.
Phelan Gardens in Colorado Springs are used to insects, but not like this.
I'm a native to Colorado Springs, so I've seen a lot of flux over the years, but we really did have a huge population this year.
Grasshoppers are everywhere.
Everybody's noticing them because they're loud and clicky, and if you're walking, you disturb them, they will do this, flight and a click. So they're really charismatic insects.
The wet spring combined with the long summer lasting well into September is why we're seeing more grasshoppers.
The longer a growing season and the warmer the temperatures throughout the year, the more we'll see grasshoppers populations increase.
All the rain provided great growing conditions for the plants, which also gave the grasshoppers plenty of food to feed on.
They have a really broad diet. When their numbers are so big, sometimes they will just take a little bite out of anything that could be their food source.
Now, as Maya Graham walks through the garden center,
we do see marginal damage on everything from trees to shrubs to perennials to edibles. Everything is getting at least a little bit of damage. Little nibbles along the edges, yes.
And pesticides won't help. The best thing you can do for your garden at this point is prepare for next year.
There's row cover that you can put over your crops, and that is a physical barrier to them, so they can't get through that. And then in the springtime, you'll want to do something like the diatomaceous earth, and it can actually damage their shells. So it works in the springtime when they're first emerging from their egg stage.
Experts say they should be gone within the next few weeks as the cold weather comes in.
A Colorado Springs high school was placed on secure status this morning after suspicious activity in the area.
Just after 11 o'clock, police got a call about a disturbance at a business near the intersection of Barnes Road and Austin Bluffs Parkway. Several students from Doherty High School were off campus for lunch when they saw a man arguing with another person. The suspect pulling out a handgun, pointed it at the students nearby, and was still reportedly in the area when students told security at the high school.
As a precaution, the campus was placed on secure status, and additional security responded to ensure students' safety. Officers searched the area extensively but could not find the suspect. Doherty lifted the secure status late this afternoon. CSPD says the investigation is ongoing and the suspect has not been identified.
A Colorado Springs nonprofit handed out free pet food and holiday gifts for pets this morning in their free drive-through pet pantry. Harley's Hope is a nonprofit that offers a bunch of services designed to help keep pets in their existing homes. They help provide financial assistance with major veterinary care, with additional help for seniors and their companions. During their pet pantry on Saturday morning, they helped at-risk families with food for dogs, cats, and other small animals, including hamsters and rabbits.
And we just started collecting things throughout the year and decided, hey, let's put a smile on people's faces. The holidays are tough as is, and if you can't afford to feed your pet or you can't afford to get them a little, something extra for Christmas, that can add to the depression people are suffering from.
Since the food pantry started in 2020, Harley's Hope has handed out over 41,000 tons of free pet food to help over 5,000 pets. In tonight's Military Matters, veterans from all of our nation's wars were honored this morning all across America and right here at home in the Pikes Peak National Cemetery. This year, UC Health's Next Chapter program, American Legion Auxiliary Post 2008, and active duty soldiers from Fort Carson partnered to provide snacks and hot drinks for over 1,500 volunteers and ceremony participants in the wreath-laying event. Every marble white headstone received a donated wreath. Organizers say this ceremony reminds family members whose loved ones sacrificed it all that people still care.
Date ideas for Valentine's Day. We've got something that you might like. It might really help bring you together. Taylor Woods is live right now in Poplick Park to share how you can get closer to Cupid during this season of love. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Well, I tell you what, so much fun is happening right here at Poplick Park. And remember that Locked in Love escape room I was telling you about? We're actually outside, and this is fun for the entire family to enjoy. And join with me is Rod. Rod, tell me, how does this Lock in Love escape room work?
Well, hey, we're right here. This is our Body Snatchers escape room. It's a new 30-minute version of the escape room. And we challenge you to play medical students, you and your date, you and your team, working together to solve puzzles to figure out how to stop a mad scientist from bringing his creation to life.
Okay, let's see what the fun is all about.
You guys come on in. This is the lab. There are puzzles everywhere. This is like a medical facility, and it's also a mad scientist lab, so you got to watch out for a few things in here. You will be asked to put on a medical gown because you're going to be looking for organs. You're going to be looking for things to solve that puzzle. So come on out and put your team together, and it should be a lot of fun.
Now, I have one quick question. Sure. I see that this body is right here. Now, is this fake?
This is a prop. This is not real. This whole thing is a set that we built. That's what we do. We've been doing this for a long, long time. So, yeah, there's nothing real in here. It's all for fun.
Well, thank you so much, Rod. And actually, if you take a look at your screen, you can see that Romance Run and Locked in Love is going on now until February 26th. And make sure you stick around because at 6 a.m., we'll actually be taking you through a drive-through and showing you what that romance run is all about. Eric.
I think you should volunteer.
We just wanted to give you a heart since you're here. It's what we do.
Oh, wow, look at this heart. Oh, my goodness.
Can somebody please go back and put that moment in slow motion when she realizes what she was doing?
I know, right?
Taylor, thank you so much. We'll check back in with you shortly and go wash your hands because.
Happy snow day indeed for the kids at Stone Street Elementary School today. We're wondering here, Doug, did you ever get to ride in a horse and carriage when you were in elementary school?
No, I tell you what, now down at Shaker Village, they'll take you in a horse and carriage through the snow, which of course is down in the Danville area or Harrodsburg. But what a great idea. Don't you love this?
A snow day at school. Very special. Very special.
And so that's what you've been seeing here. The students at Stone Street Elementary got to take part in an in-school snow day today. What fun. Besides being pulled around the parking lot in the horse and carriage, the school was decorated with all sorts of winter snowy decorations. The school serving hot chocolate in the cafeteria, and the students got to have an indoor snowball fight with puffballs. One of the staff members told us the best part of today was the students had no idea it was going to happen.
Biggest part of all this is that our students had no idea. This was all a surprise. When they left school yesterday, it looked exactly as it does every single day. And we had about 30 staff, volunteers, community members, basketball players. We had a whole group of people that stayed until about 8 o'clock last night, transforming the school into a winter wonderland. And they were more than surprised when they came in.
That is just so special. Well, the staff told us the month of January can feel so long after the holiday season. Today was a great energizer, not only for the students, but for the staff as well. Check it out. This weekend, you can see all of them and the other dinos at the Expo Center, as well as join in for a lot of different activities. That includes dinosaur-themed rides, also dinosaur-themed shows, interactive science and art activities, and a real-life fossil dig. We got to catch up with 2 dino trainers as they were setting up the exhibit this morning.
We are happy to return to Louisville with all 165 million years worth of our dinosaurs that move and roar that you can see that we're setting up in this exhibit behind me. It's very exciting because people will be transported back into time to the age of the dinosaurs. And so we just love bringing these experiences to families and, sharing in core memories with them.
Very specialized credentials there to be a dino trainer, where you can buy tickets at Jurassic Quest at JurassicQuest.com. Standard admission is $22 for kids and adults and $19 for seniors 65 and older.
Bummer. You're hoping there was any kind of salvation, but there really wasn't, except for the airport floor. I know there are a lot of people with kids. They were doing a connection or something like that were stranded, kind of left with nowhere to go. It was rough. I felt for them.
I think the worst part was we ended up sitting on the runway for about 30 minutes because there was a plane that had slid off the runway, and so we had to wait on that.